Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks and Multiverse channel. And today we have a very exciting discussion video for you. Of course, as you will have just seen, obviously, because the view count on that video is insane, the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer just dropped. Everyone has been anticipating it. You know the level of excitement for this movie when a movie has a whole event just for a trailer drop. So, as always, I am joined by Will.
Hey guys.
And today, we're just going to do some quick breaking down, a little bit of a discussion. It is currently 3:41 a.m. Here in the UK. I have to be up in less than 3 hours. But, no, less than 4 hours. But hey, we move. So, starting off, just your overall thoughts on the trailer.
Oh, it's a great trailer, man. It's one of those trailers where they do it so well that you actually know what you're going to be seeing in the film. Like, they didn't cut everything out and it's the first 20 minutes of the film, but they didn't tell you too much. Like, they hid very obvious things. If I didn't know that certain things like the other Spider-Man and whatever and all the other multiverse stuff happening was in this film, that trailer would be like perfect.
100%. Like, if we didn't live in a day and age of social media and shit like that, like, bro, this trailer shows nothing and I love it. It shows everything but nothing and it's amazing.
Yeah,
Like, it shows just enough.
like there's the very obvious parts where you can tell that like there's meant to be something else there, but that's just like every other Marvel trailer.
Oh, 100%. 100%. You look at that Infinity War trailer, you look at the Endgame trailer, things get removed, things get added. Like, Marvel at this point, like, this ain't their first rodeo. They are goated. They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, it feels like, is it right of me to say this feels more like a Marvel trailer than the first one?
Oh, that's very accurate. Yeah, no, I'd say so, yeah. But
Yeah.
it also feels very different to every other Spider-Man film in the MCU so far. Like, they all felt so... You'd have, like, the happy-go-lucky half with all, like, the sort of the John Hughes, summertime, teenage, school vibes. And then the back half of the trailer would be like, that's when, like, the music would kick in and it'd be like, okay, this is your plot details, this is your villain, this is the like a few battles. But this one is like this, and the previous, like the teaser, have felt so different, and it makes me feel like the movie itself is going to feel so different to everything we've seen before, which is obviously I love those films, but it feels right for this film to feel different to those.
It
And I'm
feels
glad.
like it is like the finale of like this trilogy because they've really ramped everything up. Like they brought back Doc Ock. Um, wondering where his story's gonna go in this film because
True.
he doesn't seem to be like really villainous.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He which is good, I think, because we were all worried about that. We were all worried about like them sort of tainting the, I guess, the redemption arc that he had
Yeah,
in the previous film.
it's definitely gonna be like continuing from there though.
100%. Yeah, like it doesn't, like that was like when we did our discussion video for that, we were like, oh, bro, if they backtrack on that redemption arc, we're gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
that
made that
he's
character so
definitely
special.
not. He's definitely not going to be completely evil. I did see Greg. Greg Miller. He said on Twitter, if you don't know who he is a game person. I don't know how to describe him. We don't have time for this, but he was saying that you can see like the red nanobots from the Iron Spider suit like going onto his arms, like the tentacles. So, do you think that this could be like them trying to repair his inhibitor chip that is controlling like the arms and what makes him basically turn evil?
Like they've sensed a fault
Yeah,
in the system, and they've been like, "Yo, repair."
yeah.
Could be,
That's
could
like
be, because he
what could
doesn't. Because
finish him
like,
up.
yeah, like they could be multiple things. Like he could be like, I don't know. Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. I would think so. There's obviously the whole nature of like the whole "Hello, Peter. Oh, you're not Peter Parker" thing, and
Mm.
then they start obviously. I'd imagine they start chatting about the multiverse and what's going on, um, but it's entirely plausible that he's been cured. I don't know what the best way to sort of describe it is, but he's been fixed. So, that seems like a good theory, and I think that could well be the case.
Yeah, because he
Um,
definitely loses the Iron Spider suit at some point,
yeah,
or at least,
which we're glad about because
hell
I love
yeah.
that suit, and it makes sense why he uses it. Because why would you not? Why would you use spandex instead of a fucking metal suit that can protect you? But
Yeah.
I'm ready for that suit to be gone. To be gone.
It does make sense though, because if you think about it, we only see the red nanobots going onto the arms, and in the new integrated suit that you see later, the red parts are from his normal suit, and it's only like the iron logo, which is obviously not red, is the only part left of that suit.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with that. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Is what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I'd say so. Yeah, why not? But that brings us on to our next villain. Something we're very, very excited about because let's just say he was done dirty in his last appearance. Electro, of course, I think we all knew who we were talking about when we said he got done dirty. You only have to see
Yeah.
that film to know. But hey, he's back along with fucking everyone else. But I think he's going to be done right. He's going to be done justice in this film.
Hell yeah, he is. He's got the whole new look.
He's got the fucking starfish,
He's
man.
got the starfish. He goes
Oh,
blue. He
man.
goes the yellow. I'm not sure why he switches colors a lot, but hey,
Hey, man. Yeah, Electro gonna do what Electro gonna do. Plus, I guess they had to kind of keep a little bit of the blue in there just to like be like, no, this
yeah,
is same guy, same guy.
same guy. Yeah, I
Because
think
like there's
it's
that one shot of like Tom Spider-Man with like the black and gold suit, and he's got like the magic ring, and he's turning around, he's activating it, and like at the back you can just see like a fully blue man. So it's like, okay, okay.
yeah. There's a lot of the trailer in that sort of area where it's like a lot of like pylons.
Yeah.
Maybe it's part of the whole plot of them trying to like get back to their own universes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we were we were talking about Doc Ock, and now obviously we're on to Electro, but there is one shot where Electro zaps. I don't know whether he zaps just happens to zap the building that Doc Ock's on, and he falls. He's gonna get up and be like, "You fool! Be more careful," or whatever. Or if he's intentionally electrocuting Doc Ock, and that obviously brings us back to the whole Doc Ock villain thing, but like. Do you think there is going to be a bit of internal feud within the Sinister Six or Insidious Five or whatever the hell they are?
I think so. That would really go back to the roots. So I'm assuming you've seen like the meme where it's like Spider Man. It's from the '90s show, and he
Yeah.
goes to like I can't remember who it is. I think it's Rhino, and he's like, "I'm not Spider Man. I'm in disguise. Oh look, there's Spider Man over there," and he like runs into them, and it's like the actual guy. I
Oh
forgot what
right.
his name is.
I
Who's the
I
shape shifting guy?
Chameleon.
Yeah, Chameleon. It's so good. They really can't work together in those few episodes in that show. I've been watching that recently, just getting ready,
There's a
to
bit of that
learn
in
more.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like internal struggle and like power struggles and like who's the leader and who
Yeah.
has whose motive should be the one they
Mm.
push forward with, etc. So
They
I'm
really
excited.
can't work together. So that's good that they're keeping that in this.
Yeah, absolutely,
I'd
absolutely.
also like to say, like, point out in that scene, that you're talking about, that it looks like some sort of like apartment building. So maybe Peter's apartment gets
Yeah,
blown up or
yeah.
something.
I was thinking that because there is a shot of Aunt May sort of let's just say she's running for her life, maybe literally, which I hope not, because I just don't want her to die yet. I think it's way too soon. I think it's way too early in Peter's life. Plus, he's fucking 17. If his only carer dies, what is he gonna do?
True.
Where's he gonna go?
Are they gonna
Um,
do like the whole living out by himself thing already? Considering like if they're gonna do a lot of Spider-Man films, are they gonna like push that so quick?
yeah, it was like if you let's say in my ideal world we get 3 Spider-Man trilogies. You can't kill Aunt May off in the first one. Like that's to me that is way too soon.
Well, as a
Way
redeeming factor, we're probably gonna see her a lot in the animated show.
True, true. Spider-Man freshman year, very excited for that. Very excited to see who returns to voice
We'll
because
see.
obviously Tom Holland. I mean, not that that's the topic of discussion, but Tom Holland didn't return for What If, so I will be interested to see if he returns for that. But anyway, um, yeah, there in also in that shot of Aunt May running for her life, there's another shot that looks like it takes place in the same sort of place, of a pumpkin bomb going off, and Peter's trying
Tries
to
to
catch
grab
it.
it. I don't think it's the same place because you can see police cars outside, and it's the same place where Jameson is.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, hey, talking to Jameson, he's in the trailer and not just on screen this time. Like he's actually there, standing somewhere, doing something. Um, Obviously we know that the Bugle is a different sort of thing in the MCU. It's no longer a newspaper. Maybe it used to be in canon, but now it's not. But either way, it's now sort of a news show, uh, online blog type thing, and and we can see there is a Daily Bugle van, and there is a guy filming Jameson at the scene of what looks to be the electro fight. Like there's like this swarm of electricity in that sort of area, um and he's smiling for some reason. I don't know why he's smiling. I
Maybe
don't
Spider-Man showed up,
well,
and he's
I don't
like,
know if that
we
would make
caught him
him
on the
smile.
scene. He's
Yeah,
a
maybe,
menace.
yeah. Because I think in the MCU he's definitely gonna be more like he is in the comics. Because what people don't realize, people who've just watched the Raimi films, he's much more of a villain to Spider-Man than people think. You know, he funded the Scorpion Project, and he's done a lot of terrible things to Spider-Man, and he's more against him than people realize. So I'm thinking we're gonna get more of that side of Jameson in the MCU. Moving on to just Spider-Man in general. Sad Spidey, I think, is what we can call him in this movie. And to me, sad Spidey is a good Spidey.
It's a lot totally different from what we've seen already.
Like you get that first shot of him in the rain, and immediately that to me won me over this entire trailer. Just the first shot, because I was like, yes, that's exactly how it should be. And I was really worried that like the high stakes of this film would be lost in the charm of the MCU. But I think they really are going to lean into that Parker luck, that sadness that he feels. And there's a line where he's talking to Aunt May, and he says something like, um, "I can't save them all" or something like that, and he just looks like really fucking down on his luck. And I can't wait to see that. That's for me is the most exciting part.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this like shift in tone for his character because I, you know how I feel. Um,
Yeah.
MCU Spider-Man, it doesn't seem to have enough. It's not
Huh?
dramatic enough. Like for him
Mm.
personally, he's not really had a lot. He's had obviously Uncle Ben, but we haven't seen that yet, which is obviously a factor in it. But and then Tony, of course, I was very sad for 20 seconds. I just I'm happy that they're doing this whole darker, sadder route for his character, and hope they continue it in the next
Well,
films
I
because
mean, hey, if Venom's his next villain or something like that,
hell
or
yeah,
the next sort of phase of his character, let's say Spider-Man 4, or hopefully not Venom 3, because obviously I think a Spider-Man Venom tale needs to focus on Peter more so than Eddie. So hopefully Spider-Man 4, if Venom is to be the villain, which from the Venom post-credit scene, it seems like sooner or later them two have to meet. Then they kind of put this film kind of puts him in the perfect place for it, I would think.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Um, and then just looking at the agenda of what's left to talk about, I would say, um, touching on that sadness in his life, MJ seems to be pulling a real Gwen Stacy, which could be misleading. I think or else they wouldn't put it in the trailer. But
Yeah,
unless, well, to be fair, Sony put half of Tassim 2 in that in their
they did.
Tassim 2
They did.
trailer, so who fucking knows? But I wouldn't have thought that Marvel would necessarily approve it unless they're trying to like double bluff and be like make us think like, oh, okay, so she's not going to die because they put it in the trailer, but she actually does. I don't know. At this point, is anything really real? The whole world is a fucking simulation, according to Marvel, because I don't know what's real.
Mysterio.
um,
It's all Mysterio.
it's all Mysterio, which obviously, I'm hoping he's the sixth member of the Sinister Six, but you know, I'm just gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
Because that dude ain't dead. I'm
I
telling
just
you.
hope that Andrew Garfield is the one who saves her if she does get saved.
Bro, that would be such a sort of like a full circle for his character. Like you imagine you just hear like ba ba ba, and he comes and he swoops her up. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be
Like
so
like
good.
he tries to grab her and his fingers slip and he can't grab her, but then like she's about to hit the ground and Andrew literally swings down and sweeps her up. Like that'd be sick. And maybe Ned dies instead because he was hanging off that like pole or something, you know.
I just hope they don't forget about Ned. You just see them save MJ and you see Ned like fall down, just
To his
splat.
That'd be
They just turn around and go, what was that? It's just Ned.
oh, it's just Ned.
It's just Ned.
Oh man. But I mean, hey, speaking of Toby and Andrew being removed from the trailer, I mean, hey,
They definitely did.
they're in it.
They're definitely, that shot is way too wide for just Tom. You can even tell Lizard is jumping at something else that's just
Yeah,
not in
100%.
in it, like it hasn't been CG'd in.
Well, yeah, and plus you look at you take a little look at the Brazilian trailer, go to the Twitter page and take a look at the Brazilian trailer, you can see an extended shot
He just
of
gets punched by nothing. You can literally
yep,
see him like his like head, his neck just flinch after being like kicked or punched. It's so
yeah.
funny.
They
They really
extend the
dropped the
shot,
ball
and
on that.
it's they really they kick themselves. You know, it's not like
It,
why they thought they were real slick, and then Brazil posts that, and you can literally see fucking Lizard get hit by the air, and it's like, well, that's clearly someone punching him or kicking him, whether it be Andrew or Toby. That is someone punching him or kicking him.
yeah,
So you
it's a
know,
real Sony move. That is
it
a
was
classic Sony move.
absolutely. Um,
Their security is literally a peanut as a doorstop. So
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, there's other shots as well, like that one where Tom in the integrated suit just lands. Um, I think that they're probably in that shot too. Like they
yeah,
land either side of him or something like that.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
which is going to be interesting to see what suit he wears in that final battle because obviously there was that leaked picture. And he's wearing in the final battle, he's wearing the standard sort of like the upgraded suit, I guess it's called or something like that, or the yeah, I think it's called the upgraded suit. The
I'd
red and black one,
imagine
basically.
I'd
I don't know if
imagine that
that's gonna
he
be CGI'd over.
no, well, yeah, but I'd imagine that like in the film that he can like he like taps the spider logo and the integrated suit like comes out of it or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, good point. Either that, or it just like the Iron Spider parts of it just get fucking destroyed or something
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Either way, um, speaking of things looking pretty cool, Sandman. We don't see him much, but he looks dope.
He does.
You
He's
can
kind
definitely tell that him and Lizard are the tertiary villains because they don't really get much screen time, but he looks sick.
yeah, they really kept like the facial design of like the giant sand creature, like the
Absolutely.
same. It's very similar, but obviously this trailer
Master.
has very select parts where the CG looks really good, and there's other parts where it looks absolutely terrible. But luckily,
Yeah.
Sandman was the part they put their budget in for this.
Yeah, just a bunch of sand.
Yeah, it's really hard to get right though.
It is. It is. It is. Like, it is what it is.
They did it
When you
really
do,
well in
you
the
deal with a
original.
when you when you deal with a movie, just CGI in general. Like when you deal with a movie that has so many CGI elements. I'm talking de-aging. I'm talking just like fight scenes. I'm talking super people doing impossible things. I'm talking backgrounds and cityscapes and like obviously things aren't going to be perfect in every shot, but from what I've seen in this trailer, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, there's select times where it's clearly not finished for this trailer, but
Yeah,
it should be fine. They've got enough like companies and stuff working on it.
yeah. And although Lizard and Sandman may be tertiary villains, it seems that although they're holding back on showing us that much of him, they're showing more so of Doc Ock. Green Goblin seems to be a pretty primary driving force of the villains.
I
He's
think
looking pretty
it's
good.
I think it's safe to say he's like the main villain of this film. Like there's the whole Sinister Six thing, or however many, five of them that you've seen.
Yeah.
But he's like the leader and he's like the main one.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like he's the driving force. He's the manipulator and we've seen in I mean Willem Dafoe's a fantastic actor, but we've seen in the original Spider-Man just the way he's sort of like he can switch from like that real menacing Green Goblin to that really endearing Norman Osborn, and I think we're going to see him play with Peter's emotions a lot in this movie and manipulate him and play on his goodness, and I think that's uh that's really good. I like that. I like that dynamic because we do have a more naive Peter, but equally he's also just pure of heart. So to see Norman sort of play with that to get what he wants is going to be an interesting dynamic that I can't wait to see.
Yeah, and his suit, you can see he gets his new one. Like
In the
halfway
final
through the trailer, yeah,
or
you can
something like
see
that, it
when
should
it's
be that.
nighttime and he's like
Yeah.
flying by. That's like his suit by the end of the film. But then I'm 99% sure the shot you see of him where he's wearing just the original costume with the mask,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just CGI'd over for the trailer.
Maybe so, yeah. I would well, I don't know, but why would they put that other shot in? I don't know. But yeah, it could well be
I
because
think he has
obviously
two suits.
yeah, probably. I mean maybe his suit gets like damaged by Tom's Peter, but equally it was already kind of fucked up by the end of Spider-Man,
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. Like if they're gonna keep like the suit from the first one, then why is it not completely messed up when he's there? It's
yeah.
fine. So
And why
I'm
he's
pretty
got the
sure it's
helmet.
CG.
Yeah. You make a good point. You make a very good point. I mean, thing is, what they're trying to do is just mislead people as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And that new suit, we saw the leaks for it. It looks dope. It looks so cool. So I can't wait to see it. But speaking of that manipulation, we're gonna get a sort of a Strange v Spidey Dawn of Justice situation going on. Obviously, Spider-Man wants to save the villains. He doesn't want them to die at the hands of, well, himself. He feels bad, but Strange and people are saying he's acting weird. He's not. He's just a blunt guy. He's a narcissistic prick. Like that's just how he is in the comics. Strange, he sees things the way it is. They were meant to die, so therefore, when you put them back, they die. The natural course of history runs its course. Um, but obviously Peter's not having any of that. So here he is, stealing that magic box or whatever, that magic multiverse box or whatever it may be. and we're gonna get some conflict between the two of them, which is nice to see. And Tom did say in interviews that they start off as friends and with respect for each other. You know, they saw each other in the Battle of Endgame and the Battle of Infinity War, and they respect each other. But over the course of the film, Doctor Strange gets a little pissed off with Spidey, which I think is cool.
Yeah, he's those people that are saying, "Oh, he's acting weird." Did they not watch What If? Like that whole thing of him like, going back and trying to change time. Is that not just how his character's acting here?
Exactly. And and people are also saying it is that Doctor Strange. It's not, it's just
No.
how he is. Like, pick up a comic book, fucking hell, like, or even just watch how he is in the MCU or What If. Like, the dude is blunt, and the way he puts it is pretty much like, you fucked up the spell, you fix it. That's your problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what is it? What did he say? Like Scooby Doo that or something like that. Like
Yeah.
he's just like saying, "Can fix it, man."
Yeah. They need to. They. Those people really do need to realize that Doctor Strange isn't gonna be happy man all the time.
No,
For sure. Like they've literally just opened the multiverse and brought literally loads of, as he says, like the worst villains from different universes, and he says
yeah,
that they're gonna mess up this one.
yeah.
So,
Could you imagine the stress on your shoulders
and it's
if
his
you
fault.
yeah, like mate, the forces of the multiverse, as he says in the first trailer, something like that, is like the multiverse is a concept of which we know very little. Could you imagine the stress this man is going through? Like he's not acting strange; he's just acting like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, man. But
Uh,
I am excited to see that sort of different mentor sort of vibe where it's not it's I mean Tony gave him tough love, but this is going to be more like treating him a bit more like an equal, which is good because over the course of the films, tracking his sort of trajectory and his arc, you've seen him go from treated, with tough love as a sort of parent figure. Now he's being treated more as an equal with that sort of like, the fuck did you do, man? This is your fault.
yeah.
Like, and I'm liking that because it's people who hated on the Tony relationship and people who hated on MCU Spider-Man in the early days forget that he's 15 when we see him.
Mm.
And then this isn't like, oh, we've got 3 movies to try and cram in his entire life. This is, we've got potentially the next 20 years to tell his entire life. So we're gonna see him slowly evolve and get that arc going. And I'm liking that it's starting to finally just kick in a little bit more.
Oh yeah. They're they're really going for it with Spider-Man now. They've got their show. They've probably got another trilogy at least. I think the future is bright if you're a fan of Spider-Man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, and hey, I mean, you can tell he's kind of like, I don't know whether it's just his character evolving a bit more and becoming more comfortable within his powers, or whether it's just something they decided to do in this film. But there is a lot of swinging in this trailer. Probably more swinging than I've seen him do in the entire MCU up to this point.
True. This is what happens when
Um,
you leave him in New York for a film.
exactly, yeah. I mean, plus also like I've told you this before. This is my one problem with, and I love this film to bits, but my one problem with Homecoming is the bit where he steals Flash's car because he's quickly got to get to Vulture. That should have been the most urgent swing through Manhattan that boy has ever done. That should have been, fuck, I've got to get to Vulture as quick as I can. Not, I'm gonna steal Flash's Audi for a quick brand deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm so happy we're starting to see lots of swinging sequences, and hopefully, like, I mean, I can only hope that he gets like a true master of swinging. Like, Andrew is for me my favorite web slinger. That dude's parkour and agility and just like the way he moves is breathtaking. Toby has that triumphant swing. Tom is yet to hit his stride with that, and I'm excited to hopefully see him do so in this film.
Well, yeah, because we haven't even seen it properly yet. You've seen like
Yeah.
maybe one or two like sequences, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then probably the last thing that we have to talk about, and this is a big one for me because I was like, wait, what? Is when Doctor Strange he has two lines. One's like near the start of the trailer, and one's near the end. The one that near the start, he says, "We're starting to get visitors from every universe." Now, what's up with that?
I
Every universe? Is it
I
just poor writing or what?
I'd imagine that the plot they're going for is okay, so we've opened up these universes so far, but slowly, maybe that's why we don't see all the characters straight away. Like
Maybe,
slowly
yeah.
more. That's why Doc Ock is like the only one there for a little bit, and Green Goblin shows up. But
True.
maybe it's like slowly more of them just keep appearing, and then through the film we get to like the five, and then maybe the six, maybe another one shows up, and then by the end, like when we've got that whole sequence of him on uh the Statue of Liberty, and everyone's going purple, and there's all these like multiverse strands appearing. It's like loads of Spider-Man villains or whatever, like
Maybe
ripping through.
so, yeah. Because he does say this is the second line. Doctor Strange says they're starting to cut. They're starting to come through, and I can't stop it, or something like that. What do you mean they're starting to come through, mate? They're all there. So what do you mean they're starting to come through? Which is my
Yeah,
question of like, what's the plan here? Well, maybe the villain's plans resides in like opening it even more, or what? Like, is that the point where Venom comes to the MCU, or is that is he talking about the spot? Like, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about because like just from what he said from those two lines makes me think it's a lot more than just oh here's a few Raimi villains. Oh here's a few Tassum villains. Oh here's Tom and Andrew. Oh Toby and Andrew. It just feels like more. And maybe we'll
yeah.
do that more. Maybe it's just that's the stake is that like, oh god, they're all starting to come through. And that's the sort of thing that they managed to stop just in the nick of time. But I don't know, man. It seems a lot more high stakes than just here's a few of these guys, here's a few of those guys.
Yeah, it's like hundreds of how
And
many every universe. So
and
it's
maybe
like
we see more Spider-Man. Maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't stop at Toby and Andrew. Maybe we see a Miles. Maybe we see a Gwen. Maybe we see a Spider Punk, a Spider UK, a 2099. Maybe this is like a fully fledged like Spider-Verse movie, and they're all just like in CGI mocap suits. Like they don't have to make suits for everyone,
yeah,
but
they
they're
don't
all
have
just
to
like
like show their
there in the
faces or anything
background.
either.
Yeah, which brings me on to probably like one of my last points, where it's like there was those leaks, and I'm not going to say exactly what they are, just in case people haven't seen them. But there were those leaks, those two pictures that leaked a little while back, and apparently there were two more before that he was going to post 5 minutes later. Before Sony called him and was like, "Yo, these are real, man. Take these down before we like snipe you." And he says, I can't remember who he was, but the guy who leaked them says he's not going to say what because he's not about leaking things. He thought they were fake. But one of the one of the photos he didn't reveal had someone in a mocap suit. Now, there was someone, a kid who looks very much like he could be playing Miles. There was a black kid on set who had a mocap suit on set of this movie. Now, obviously that could be anything, but to me, I don't know, man. I think Miles could be in this movie. At least Miles. Like if what I just said happens, like there's like a bunch of different Spider-Man. Bro, I don't know, man. We could be looking at maybe a Miles. Maybe he's from like Toby's universe or Andrew's, or maybe just his own separate universe. But maybe,
As long as it's not the Spider-Verse one, like very specifically.
yeah. I mean, it could be. Like
It
if you
could
don't
be,
show his
but I
face,
don't want to like see like I don't want to see that in like live action.
fair enough. Although I would kill to have oh shit, what's his name? The guy who plays Peter B. Parker play a live action Peter B. Parker because he would be perfect. I can't remember. I just remember him as Nick from New Girl. Um, but yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I think this film, to sort of wrap up our discussion, I think this film is higher stakes than anyone realizes. Despite all the leaks, despite all the rumors, I think this movie is grander in scope than anyone. And when Tom says, this movie's bigger than anything you could ever imagine, I think he's not joking. I think it is. I think there's a lot more to this movie than we can even conceive in our tiny little brains, and that's why we don't make movies, and people like John Watts do. And I, for one, cannot fucking wait.
It's exciting. It's very exciting, and it's only less than a month away now.
It is. It is less than a month. A month for everyone else, less than a month for us. Because I feel very fortunate to be a Brit right now. Very, very fortunate indeed. Gonna see that movie like 3 times before it even comes out in America.
Oh yeah. I mean, it depends. Some people will see it like really early because they work at the theaters and cinemas and whatever.
Yeah.
But oh well, if they keep it to themselves.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously, you can count on us to keep it to ourselves. We will probably do a spoiler-free review until it is out worldwide, and then we will put out our spoiler review that everyone from all over the world, not that we have that much reach on this channel, but anyone can check out once they've seen the movie. And I'd imagine as soon as this movie drops, everyone's going to be going to see it. There's not going to be anyone waiting by to see this movie. This movie's huge.
Yep, it is. It is probably bigger in scale than Endgame, really, because this isn't just like this is like instead of like 10 years, this is 20 years of cinema.
Yeah, like this is 3 generations in the making, and yeah,
Obviously
I can't wait.
not. Well, not in the making, obviously, because it's not like they planned this like a long time ago.
Bro,
But
imagine Raimi's got like a
he's got
white.
his notes.
He's got like in 20 years' time when they reboot twice.
Or he had it written down.
He's the one who
When
gave
Tom
fucking,
Holland
like,
was like 4 years
MCU.
old.
He was like, "You're gonna create a cinematic universe just so I can do this." But yeah, those are kind of my closing thoughts. Anything from you, Will?
Just really excited to see it. To be fair, hopefully
Yep.
get their opening night.
100%. If there's a midnight showing, best believe I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that brings this video to a close, guys. Thank you so much. If you have made it to the end, you haven't, but if you have, thank you very much. Also, if you are not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. We will be making more videos soon. I promise we will. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming out over the next few weeks with Hawkeye and Spider-Man. I don't know why I said that. Spider-Man. Spider-Man joining Marvel's Avengers, and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. And who knows what else. D23, I think, is coming soon. So maybe we'll get some more fully fledged trailers for the things we saw in the Disney Plus Day, which was underwhelming to say the least. So I've been Brandon.
I've been Will.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw here today, then maybe consider subscribing to catch our other content as and when it releases.